Authenticity,
Yeah.
something genuine that makes me realize, A, you've done some homework about me, that you
Right.
understand me and my business. And in fact, Cory and I were discussing that previously when we did some research of travel advisors, Travel Business Mastermind did. We found that the second or third most important thing that a travel advisor looks for from a salesperson, either a supplier, a destination, is, do you have a genuine interest in my business? Have some kind of understanding about what I do, how I do it, and, you know, ask me questions about how I'm doing. Once you start to secure that level of credibility with me, now the door opens. And I agree with you. I think, this whole Zoom thing that we've been going through, and the fact that we can't do sales calls face to face or go to trade shows, I'm seeing a dumbing down of sales skills to the point where people are just like spraying as much, hoping that someone's going to respond and that's going to be the door opener to the sales pitch.
Yeah.
And
And I
and
think,
I don't respond that way.
yeah, good point. I mean, look, COVID devastated the travel industry, right? I mean, we're not breaking news here, but the reality of it is what it was very eye opening for me as a travel provider, or excuse me, not travel provider, but a travel
Service provider.
supplier,
Yep.
is these business owners, these managers, they were so open in this downtime. They weren't booking travel, so they're trying to figure out, how do I make my business better? What can I do to be better when we come out of that? And like that was so eye opening that the industry, took it upon themselves and they did what they could to try to satisfy the customer as best as they could under these catastrophic conditions. But then once that fog cleared and they weren't booking travel and they got all the refunds processed and all that, they sat down and said, how can I get better? And so what our team found was more and more of them were open to having those discussions of how can I better my business? So we utilized that time and we had a very successful as far as gaining new market share in the past 6 months. So, I hope that business owners, managers keep that sense of, open-mindedness going, because it's only going to better your business. It's going to take travel to that next level. And, we're the same, right? We found a need through travel advisors. We saw that, look, they were having to go to 3, 4, 5 different websites to try to get information on destination information related to COVID. Is my client going to have to wear a mask? Do they need to be vaccinated now going into it? Do they have a curfew? Am I only allowed to have dinner at a restaurant, prior to 8 p.m.? Those types of things. So what we did is we partnered with a company called WorldAware, and we bring that tool available to the advisor. Had COVID not happened, we wouldn't have thought that we needed something like that to share with the advisor. So, to your earlier point about we can't really adjust our product on the fly. They're filed, products, filed benefits. We can't just immediately come out with a new product in the insurance industry. So we had to get creative to think of ways, how can we better ourselves so our advisors can value the service that we provide? And that's why we came up with the COVID assessment tool, and they can go online and view that through logging in through our portal. And it seems to have been pretty successful, because what our goal is on our side of the table is we want to take away a lot of that busy work related to travel insurance and risk management. And what we want to do is give them more time and ability to sell travel.
Right.
Because if they can spend more time selling travel, they're going to eventually sell more travel insurance policies as well. It's just a law, law of large numbers. So it seemed to work out really well for us. I mean, granted, do we have the bookings that we were at in 2019? No, but
we'll get there.
Looking up. Yeah, absolutely. And so I think the industry is going to come out better from it in the lessons we've learned. And so that's what makes me happy. And I'm happy that I'm still in the industry.
You have made such a critical point for anybody who's trying to sell to travel advisors. their industry, their profession is so heavily personalized that it's hard to scale uh, a business that does custom FITs, that does spend time on the phone with busy parents, helping understand what are the three children want to do. I'm going to have to ask you questions about that. I want to make sure I'm sending you to the right resort. And as a result, any service provider who comes in and creates efficiencies wins
Right.
the heart of that prospect.
100%.
Because for them to make more money, they've got to figure out a way to scale these processes so that they've got more, either they're going to sell higher price transactions and have the same number of transactions, so they're getting a higher margin on their commissions. Or if they're in their sweet spot, if they could just replicate that sweet spot more efficiently, that's the way they make more money.
Right. Yeah, 100%. And so pre-COVID, we partnered with Access. So the itinerary building thing is kind of big right now in the travel advisor community, and we see that. So we wanted to partner with these technologies to say, how can we make our offer and somebody purchasing the insurance easier to get that to the itinerary. So you use an API connection with Access. Client goes on, they book, their policy, and we can easily transmit that back over to a very neat and presentable itinerary. It's pretty slick. And it's great that we were able to partner with them. And once again, your whole point is we're trying to make it easier for them. We don't want them to spend a ton of time doing data entry. We want them on the phones, emailing their clients, finding the new clients, spending time, once again, selling travel instead of focusing on the ancillary type things that can slow your business down.
Yep.